I want to start the program off today talking about a pretty unpleasant skin issue. It's marked by the appearance of thick, sometimes shiny plaques on the skin. Although the plaques are pretty much just a cosmetic issue, the disease itself is a classic autoimmune condition that's associated with heart disease and cancer, autoimmune diseases, shorter lifespan, much more than a cosmetic issue. It's called psoriasis, and probably most of you guys have heard of it, but most of us don't realize that psoriasis is actually an autoimmune disease. It's an immune condition. It's not a skin condition. It shows up on the skin, but it's an immune system condition. And whenever you think about an immune condition, you want to think about the digestive system. In fact, if you have any health challenge that involves the immune system, or if the word immune is in the diagnosis, is in your diagnosis or in the description of your disease, or if you're taking a drug that is immune suppressing or anti-inflammatory, you can assume that your immune system, your defense system, is involved in the condition. And when you think about defense, when you think about immunity, think about digestion. Think about food. Why? Because the immune system lives in the digestive tract, specifically in your intestine. Yes, you have immune satellite extensions in your skin and in your blood and in your respiratory tract and in your sinuses, but the highest concentrations of immune cells, the highest concentration of immune cells is in your intestine. Thus, immune disease is intestinal disease. Autoimmune disease is intestinal disease, period. Last month, scientists from the NYU School of Medicine released research showing that gastric bypass surgery curbs psoriasis symptoms. Headline: psoriasis and psoriatic arthritis symptoms curbed by bariatric surgery. Now, how could this be? How could you have your stomach stapled, basically, gastric bypass surgery, and now your skin improves? What's that about? Well, what it's about is the skin condition is caused by food. Clearly, obviously. Another one, microflora have decisive role with autoimmune illness. Microflora are your gut bacteria. We talk about that all the time. It's your biolumin nightly essence, gut bacteria, probiotics, good bacteria you can call them. Microflora they call it. This is from German research. Microflora have decisive role with autoimmune illness. More German research. That's the same thing. Anyway, microflora have a decisive role with autoimmune illness. To understand the nature of autoimmune disease, to understand the nature of the skin, we have to understand what the immune system is about. It's about protecting us. And it makes sense that it would live in the digestive tract, because the number one place where the body gets attacked is through foods and digestion. And I know I rip on digestion and foods and food choices. Dr. Wallach does as well, and we all talk about staying away from gluten and staying away from flour. And it's not because we're food Nazis. It's not because we don't like food. It's because if we're sick, the chances are pretty darn good that it has something to do with what we're eating. And if we want to reverse our health challenges, it's pretty darn likely that we can reverse it by changing how we eat and supporting digestive health. And that's why the Fucoid Z is so important, and that's why the biolumin nightly essence is so important. That's why the ultimate enzymes are so important. And that's why your glucogel caps are so important as well. Do you know your glucogel caps are important for building connective tissue, building cartilage in the joints? Everybody knows that pretty much. But most people don't realize that the glucogel caps are also important for building connective tissue everywhere in the body. Some 25 to 30% of the body is made up of this stuff called connective tissue and glucogel. The glucogel caps, glucosamine and the glycine and the gelatin that make up the glucogel caps, are very important and contain building blocks for the building of this connective tissue. That means less wrinkles. That means stronger blood vessels. That means better joints. And that means a stronger digestive lining. When that digestive lining breaks down, folks, we are off to the disease races. And it breaks down woefully early. For many of us, it breaks down in childhood or teenagerhood. Certainly by the time most of us are young adults or adults, our digestive lining is starting to become impaired if we're subsisting on the standard American diet. That's why it's so important to focus on digestive health. Once that digestive lining becomes impaired and stuff leaks into the blood, it's called leaky gut syndrome, that's when we're off to the disease races. And it's not just immune health issues that we're likely to be subject to once this happens. Pretty much any health challenge can ensue once little tiny food particles and bacterial gases get into the blood. Even autism, schizophrenia, mental health issues, Alzheimer's disease is now thought to be linked to the microbiome, to the universe of gut bacteria, to the trillions upon trillions of bacteria that live in our intestine. All of this is to say that if you're dealing with a chronic degenerative disease, in addition to making sure you're on the Mighty 90, you got to make sure you're focusing on digestive health. Get yourself on the Ultimate Enzymes. Use 2 or 3 after every meal. Make sure you're taking your nightly essence, 2 or 3, maybe even 4 or 5 nightly essence capsules a day. Make sure you're keeping your intestine clean and strong and healthy with the glucogel caps and eliminating problem foods. And don't forget your Fucoid Z, which also helps coat and soothe and improves healing of the digestive lining. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to the Dead Doctors Don't Lie radio program. Got lines open for you.
You may have heard about the 90 essential nutrients or the Mighty 90 needed for good health. But with all the products out there, what exactly are they talking about? The Mighty 90 is 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, 60 plant-derived minerals, and 2 essential fatty acids. So now you know. But with all the products you see and hear advertised, what exactly do you buy to come up with the Mighty 90 and the right ratios to promote good health? Youngevity has made it easy with the Healthy Start Pack, which contains 1 canister of Beyond Tangy Tangerine Vitamin and Plant-Derived Mineral Complex, 1 bottle of Bone and Joint Enriching OsteoFX Plus, and 1 bottle of EFA Plus Essential Fatty Acids, all in the proper ratios to promote good health and vitality. If you'd like to learn more about nutritional supplementation, call your local Youngevity associate, and don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
In recent years, several studies have discovered the healthy benefits of drinking coffee. Youngevity has now taken it a step further with an entire product line of healthy coffees from Youngevity's JavaFit line of top-shelf gourmet coffees. All JavaFit coffees are made from 100% premium, hand-selected Arabica coffee beans grown in the finest regions of Latin America, all carefully roasted, creating a delicious, rich, full-bodied flavor. If you're looking to lose weight, try JavaFit Diet Plus 62, a high-energy, gourmet coffee fortified with a blend of nutrients such as gambosia, citrus, and an extra shot of caffeine to pump up energy and help achieve a healthy weight. Unlike most diet drinks, you won't taste a difference. But for this to work, you can't load your coffee with cream and sugar. Contact your local Youngevity distributor to get Javalution coffees. And don't forget to ask about the home-based business opportunity.
Hello there, Doug. Happy Thursday to you.
Hey, great to have you back on the show. I thought I'd talk a little bit today about sugary drinks, as there's a CNN story out about a new study that says warning labels on sugary drinks could deter parents from choosing them. They say health warning labels on sugary drinks may steer parents away from buying these beverages for their kids. For the study, they asked almost 2,500 parents to complete an online survey in which they selected a drink for their child from among 20 choices and answered questions about the healthiness of the beverages. 12 of the beverages were considered to be sugar sweetened, and they had at least 75 calories from added sugars. That included sodas and juice drinks. 8 other drinks were water, juices, and diet sodas. Some of the parents in the study viewed images of their sugary drink options that had health warnings on the front of the bottle. Labels were based on a wording in a proposed bill in California that would require labels to stating drinking beverages with added sugars contributes to obesity, diabetes, and tooth decay. Other parents saw a calorie label on the front of the bottle, which beverage companies display on bottles and cans voluntarily. And another group of parents, the drinks did not display a calorie or health warning labels. Researchers found that parents were less likely to choose a sugary drink for their child if those drinks had the health warning labels. 40% of the parents saw those labels. And they went on to drink, then 53% of the parents saw the one with the calorie label, and 60% had no labels. According to the lead author here, David Hammond, he is a professor of School of Health at the University of Waterloo in Ontario. He says, we're trying to make a link between the high sugar content and the calories and the actual downstream outcomes of sugary drinks. You can say something has 18 or 24 grams of sugar, but most people have no clue what a gram is. They say health warning labels provide an extra layer of information people can understand. This was all published in the journal Pediatrics. They say the study also suggests that Parents want information on labels. Out of the parents in the study, 73% they supported a government policy requiring health labels, warning labels on sugary drinks. And this encouraged, they said this should be encouraging for policy makers. So there you go, sugary. There's been a lot of studies to prove that, you drink 2, say, sodas or something that are without a lot of added sugar a day, and, it increases your risk for, obesity, heart disease,
Everything.
diabetes,
Don't forget cancer. Yeah. It's funny you're talking about the sugary drinks, because sugary drinks have actually been in the news because of the dietary guidelines, the new dietary guidelines for Americans.
Yeah,
Apparently,
I saw that.
Yeah, they're apparently nutritionists and dietitians. I don't always agree with dietitians and nutritionists, as you know, but apparently they're all up in arms because the new dietary guidelines for Americans actually de-emphasizes sugary drinks. It de-emphasizes, in fact, I'm reading here, this is from a guy named Walter Willett, who is the chair of the Department of Nutrition at Harvard. He says that he's very disappointed with the USDA recommendations because they don't mention, or they take the limit off of sugar. They don't mention sugary drinks. There's no high end to the sugar like there was on the old guidelines.
They also told us to eat more lean meat too.
Well, yeah, he says they're
get
also
away from red meat.
Well, I was reading that. Walter Willett, the chair of the Department of Nutrition at Harvard, he's complaining apparently. He says he's disappointed that the new guidelines stayed away from the advice to limit sugary beverages and red meat. And I was reading about that. What's the difference? What is the thing about red meat, Doug? I mean, you're a big time
It's been demonized,
What is it?
It's been demonized over the years.
Why red as opposed to white?
It's part of, I think it's part of that whole thing of, Dr. Wallach tells this story of that back in the early 1920s, Procter & Gamble bought the product Crisco from
Right.
Germany, and they were hoping to be able to make soap out of it. And then they that kind of flopped on them. So then they gave the American Heart Association $1.7 million to go around and tout the great health benefits of Crisco, using Crisco in cooking as opposed to animal fat or dairy, but like butter.
Demonization of animal products.
Yeah,
But
so basically, we don't like red meat or butter or anything because
But
of
why
an
not,
ad
Doug?
campaign to sell Crisco.
But Doug, here's the question: why not white meat? What's with
I
red
don't
meat?
know. It's a lot leaner for one thing.
The white meat. Well, hang tight. We'll talk about that. You know the difference between red meat and white meat is? It's not the leanness.
The flavor.
It's the flavor, too. That's true. Hang on. We'll talk about that when we come back from our break. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to the Dead Doctors Don't Lie program. Got lines open for you. So, red meat and white meat, I never understood. What is the deal with red meat? What's the color? What's the big deal? Well, it turns out red meat is just meat that has more of a protein called myoglobin. It's used, red meat is found in animals that are big and strong and that stand up all day, like cows, for example. Whereas white meat is found in animals that move really quickly, like chickens and birds. White meat has less of the myoglobin and more of something called fast twitch muscle fibers as opposed to the slow twitch muscle fibers that are found in big fat animals. But as far as the meat goes, what the heck is the big deal? Do you know, Douglas? I don't understand the big deal. Red meat, white meat, doesn't matter.
Maybe it's the dye.
Yeah, and that's another thing.
It's funny. When I first went away to college and lived away from home, growing up, my grandparents had a big farm in Missouri, and every year my grandfather would raise a steer for each family member, and so then usually in the fall, they would butcher these cattle, and then they would get sent to the processor, and then we'd come back a couple of weeks later, and we'd take home like 500 pounds of beef. And so I grew up, eating, free-range grass and corn-fed beef, and, that wasn't processed through, all it was done was just cut into pieces and packaged. And so when I go to the grocery store the first time, I see all this meat, and it's just got this bright red color. The meat I grew up eating was kind of this purple color. And so I remember calling my mother and going, "What's the deal with the meat in these grocery stores? It's all this bright red." And she started laughing, and she goes, "That's because it's got dye in it." I go, "Why would they put dye in it?" She goes, "Because city people think it's supposed to be red."
Isn't that funny?
And that's why they put the red dye in the meat.
You know what they put in fish? Fish, they do the same thing, by the way. But they use keratin.
Yeah, salmon, yeah.
They use the keratin, so at least they get some nutritional value out of it, I suppose. But the red in salmon. That's some good stuff. You know the red in salmon and the red in fish when you eat it, it's actually sun protective.
Really?
It'll actually get deposited when you eat the fish. You eat the nice red color, and all reds really, red squash and cantaloupe and sweet potatoes. Any reds or oranges, when you eat them, they get processed through your digestive system, and the red stuff, which is called carotene, will actually go into your blood and get stored in your skin and act as a wonderful sun protective chemical. In fact, that's the way the divine force wants us to be protected from the sun, not by slathering sunscreens on the body, but by eating pigments and colored nutrients, carotenes they call them, that are found in produce and vegetables and fruits. Also found, for that matter, in the Vision FX and in the Just Juice product, the ground up powder. What's that product called? I forgot the name of the product that's got all the wonderful fruit and vegetable powders. Of course, the Beyond Tangy Tangerine has that as well.
Beyond Veggies?
I forgot what it's called. It's not that. I forgot. There's so many darn products, I can't keep up with them. How many products are there in the Youngevity
I heard
lines?
Dr. Wallach say the other day about 2,000.
That's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Of course, the old standbys are the Healthy Start Pack. If you're not on a nutritional supplement program and you're on the fence, you're thinking about it, you could do no better than to get yourself on the Healthy Start Pack. You get the Mighty 90 Essential Nutrients, you get the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, you get your Ultimate Essential Fatty Acids, and your Beyond Osteo FX. And I'm telling you, you're going to notice results very, very quickly if you're like most folks. You find out all about it by calling your Youngevity rep. If you have questions about the Youngevity products, we welcome your phone calls. Reading from Time Magazine. This is this week's Time Magazine. Walter Willett, the chair of the Department of Nutrition at Harvard Medical School, he talks about the new guidelines, the new dietary guidelines that we talked about earlier in the program. He says, the current system, is a quote, the current system opens the guidelines up to lobbying and manipulation of data, unquote. No kidding. Are you shocked, Doug? How could that be?
Yeah, kind of like the FDA gets lobbied by the pharmaceutical industry.
You mean they don't love us? They're not there for us? It's a lobbying
They're
group?
there for our bank accounts.
Oh, my goodness. Who's surprised about any of this stuff? All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben along with Doug Winfrey. Time to hit the phones. Who's first on the line, Douglas?
All right, let's head to Washington State. And Rita, you're on with Pharmacist Ben Fuchs.
What's going on, Rita?
Okay. My
Hi,
husband
Rita.
is 83 years old. He's very active, very healthy, sort of very healthy. Has always been really healthy.
Wait a minute,
He
he's
gets
sort of
about
very
30.
healthy. Rita, let me digest that for a moment. He's sort of very healthy? He's sort of very healthy.
He's always been really healthy.
Okay.
In the last couple of years, he's been having some problems, and we're not getting anywhere.
Okay.
So this
Give
is what
me a
happens.
little flavor.
Okay. About every 3 to 4 months, he gets a really bad rash.
Okay.
He has a pacemaker now.
Okay.
He has a lung problem where he starts wheezing, and it's kind of like asthma. He does a breathing treatment.
Okay, so we got asthma. Just the bullet points, Rita, okay? We got asthma, we got a pacemaker, we got rashes. What else? Give me one more thing.
He gets a really bad cough. He's been told he has congestive heart failure.
Okay.
And they treat him with prednisone, deltiazem.
Oh, well, I don't want to hear that part. That's just going to depress me. Those things are toxic,
Well, that's what he
deadly,
wants
and
to
they're
get
not
rid of.
going to help him one little bit. Quote me on that. Take it back to your doctor and read the package insert. That just makes me angry. I don't want to hear about that. Prednisone is an evil drug invented by Satan himself in his hell workshop. Awful drug. Although in small amounts occasionally for emergencies, it may come in handy. In any case, here's what you need to do. Whenever you hear rashes on the skin, you want to think of an allergic reaction. The immune system, which we talked about at the beginning of the program, has been activated. The immune system is the defensive system. That means something is getting into his body that his body is rebelling against. The rash is actually your best friend because or your husband's best friend, because as soon as that rash starts to improve, you're going to know you're on the right track. First things first, focus on the kind of foods your husband's eating. You want to pay close attention to the reactions, the skin reactions especially, but any kind of reactions in the body as they connect up to what he's eating. Foods that cause any kind of bodily distress, cause problems breathing, or may even cause problems with the coughing, certainly rashes, need to be avoided. And that's the best way to do that is to write everything down and do what we call a food diary. You write down foods and then write down how he feels every few hours after he eats that food. This is in the interest of gathering information. Got to collect the dots before you can connect the dots. Next step, you got to start to focus on digestive health. And if you want to review the program, we talked about a lot of digestive strategies at the beginning of the program, but just to review, for Biolumin Nightly Essence, 3 capsules in the morning, 3 capsules at night. And if you want, you could throw in 3 capsules in the middle of the day. It wouldn't hurt you. Make sure he's using the ultimate enzymes after all his meals. A little bit of apple cider vinegar can activate those ultimate enzymes for him. And then the Fucoid Z can do double duty. And number one, it's going to help him with his digestion, but it will also help with his blood. The Fucoid Z's got some amazing properties for helping improve circulation. And of course, if he's got congestive heart failure, he's got a circulatory problem. Make sure he's doing the Mighty 90. That goes without saying. I would also throw in the Ultimate Selenium, which in addition to being super important for brain health and for blood sugar and for the immune system, selenium also plays a very important role in cardiovascular health. And as far as the BTT goes, the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, make sure he puts a little bit in water and sips on it all day long. It's a nice steady state level of his B vitamins and electrolytes. Thanks for your call, Rita. Hope we helped you out. Time to take a break. We'll be back on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie program right after this. For our last caller, Rita, I forgot to mention gluten-free. Lay off the gluten and anything that causes digestive distress, but breads and flours and cereals and bagels and anything that has gluten in it is going to always make digestive problems worse for most people. For most people are going to have, I would say the vast majority of people are going to have an issue with gluten and other components that are found in grains. For the most part, although there are some benefits, there are some definitely nutritional value. There is some nutritional value to eating grains. For the most part, you'd be better off laying off of refined flours, just as a general rule. And a lot of that has to do with gluten. So if Rita's still listening, have your husband go gluten-free as best as possible. Thanks for your call, too. Appreciate it. Who's next on the line, Doug?
All right, let's head out to your neck of the woods in Colorado. And Kay, you're on with Pharmacist Ben Fuchs.
Hey, Kay.
Hi.
What's up? Where are you in Colorado, by the way?
I'm up by Westcliff.
Westcliff, Colorado. Well, good to talk to you. It's a beautiful day in Colorado, as I'm sure you know. What's going on? How can we help you today?
Well, I'm calling about my husband's health issues. He's 58. Currently, we just found out that he has several ulcers. He's got a constricted esophagus and intensive gag reflux. And basically, I want to see if you can recommend anything for us to do with him.
Yeah.
He has renal failure. He had a kidney disease that destroyed about 80% of his kidneys. He's not on dialysis yet,
Wow.
but he has like about a half a kidney between both.
All right. Well, he's way too young. You said he's 58 years old, Rita?
I'm Kay, but yes.
I'm sorry, Kay. Yeah, so so his doctors are doing him a heck of a lot of good, aren't they? They're really helping him a lot. Here's the deal. 58 years old is like a child. It's like a baby. He's got a good 50 years left if he does this thing correctly. Immediately, this is a guy that's got to be paying attention to what he's eating. Your husband can no longer eat like regular folks, like the standard American diet, unless he just doesn't care about his body, because his body's rebelling against what he's putting in his mouth. It's as simple as that. The gag reflex is because his body doesn't want what he's eating. The ulceration is because for whatever reason, he's changed his gut bacteria, probably from the standard American diet. So immediately, food diary, write down everything he's eating, and then after he eats that food, how he feels every couple of hours. Then you're going to start to eliminate foods that cause digestive distress, and there's going to be a lot of them. In fact, I would actually throw in a Suero V cleanse if I were you. The Suero V is an awesome probiotic fermented product from the Beyond Organics. By the way, the Beyond Organics line is just off the chain as far as power and effectiveness and cost effectiveness and taste go. Jordan Rubin is just a brilliant digestive wizard. He cured himself of Crohn's disease, actually, using the digestive strategies that he incorporated in the products that you get from Beyond Organics. Get him on a Suero V cleanse. You do a bottle of Suero V every couple of hours, half a bottle an hour, and you do it for 1 or 2 or ideally for 3 days. And he's going to notice dramatic health differences, and he's going to notice he feels dramatically better just from doing a Suero V cleanse. So once he starts eating again, have him do a food diary, keep track of all his problem foods, and then eliminate his foods. As with our last caller, Rita, gluten-free is definitely the way to go, and that means avoiding flours and refined sugar and bagels and pasta and cereals, etc. You probably know the drill. I love bone soup for the digestive system. Chicken soup, homemade chicken soup. Do you like to cook? If you like to cook, drop a chicken in. Okay, then have him make his own. homemade chicken soup. Okay, just drop the chicken in the pot, turn it into soup. The cartilage on the chicken bones, when it dissolves in the water, makes some of the best digestive health improving food you could ever eat. It coats and soothes the digestive system, plus it's a source of liquid protein for rebuilding. In fact, he should be subsisting on bone soup as best as possible. Tell him to throw in veggies towards the end when he's ready to cook, when he's ready to eat the bone soup. And the veggies will provide B vitamins and electrolytes and other nutrients. Don't overcook the veggies, though. In fact, vegetable juice would also be a good idea for him. Get yourself a Vitamix, grind up, or a NutriBullet or something that's a high-power blender, and grind up vegetables and do vegetable juices. Fiber can also help him as well. Less food, avoid gluten, do the food diary, and avoid problem foods. Do the Suero V cleanse. Make sure you're on the Mighty 90, or make sure he's on the Mighty 90, sipping on the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, and then the bone soup. And then if he wants to do a couple more things, the ultimate enzymes with his meals, very important. You see, here's the issue. When you have ulcerations and you have a digestive problem and you got what's called dysphagia, which is what that gag reflex is. Dysphagia is a fancy way of saying he can't swallow. When you have any of these problems, in addition to them being miserable, you're not going to absorb your nutrients. So you got the problems with the digestive system, but then you're going to have secondary problems with nutrient absorption. Oh, yeah. And then you're going to have leaky gut syndrome where toxins get into the blood, and then the kidney has to filter them, and that's where you end up with your kidney disease. But it all starts with the food. It all starts with the digestive system. So focus on digestive health, eliminate problem foods, and, of course, get on the Mighty 90 and do the bone soup and the vegetable juices, too. Hope we helped you out. Thanks for your call, Kay. From Colorado, let's see if we can get one more call in before our break, Doug.
All right, let's head to Alabama. And Gary, you're on with Pharmacist Ben Fuchs.
What's up, Gary?
Hi, Pharmacist Ben. Thank you.
Thank you.
This is my mother-in-law. She's 96.
Praise God. That's awesome.
Oh, yeah. Mentally, she's probably 90%. She has AFib.
Okay.
And she's on Pradaxa, 75 milligram blood thinner.
Ooh.
Listen, they went up from $135 to $501 this year for her prescription.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. We need something else to take
Yeah, you
her
do.
off of that.
Pradaxa is a blood thinner. You know what the best blood thinner is? You know what the best blood thinner in the world is? Oxygen.
No.
Oxygen. The blood will clot when it's low oxygen. Oxygen's amazing blood thinner. That means breathing, and it doesn't cost you anything to do that. Have her sit on the couch and practice her deep breathing. Then there's wonderful nutritional supplements that will help thin the blood. In fact, there's some nutritional supplements that are so important for thinning the blood that your surgeon will tell you not to take them before surgery because they thin the blood too much. Of course, they don't do that, but that's what they'll tell you. And that's how effective vitamin E is, for example, and omega-3 fatty acids are, for example, for thinning the blood. Vitamin C's got blood thinning properties as well. Get your mom on the Healthy Start Pack right away. Have her sipping on the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. And then, assuming that she can do this, I'm sure she can. She may need you to help guide her through the process. Have her practicing slow, deep breathing. That's where you sit on the couch, you inhale slowly through the nose, about 10 seconds, and believe it or not, 10 seconds in and 10 seconds out is a lot for folks who have never practiced their slow, deep breathing. But go for 10 seconds in, 10 seconds out, through the nose. If you can do it for 2 or 3 minutes, or if she can do it for 2 or 3 minutes, she's going to know she feels much better. She's got more energy, plus she's more relaxed just from plain old oxygenation. And then, of course, the Healthy Start Pack, that goes without saying. Have her sipping on the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. One of the most important reasons, by the way, that the blood clots and becomes sticky is because stuff gets inside the blood. You know, blood clotting is like an epidemic in this country. And one of the main reasons, in fact, I would tell you the main reason why blood clots is because of emergency, stress. Yes, lack of oxygen does it. Lack of water will do it. Lack of nutrition will do it. The wrong kinds of foods and food particles getting in the blood will do it. Drugs can do it. Lots of reasons why the blood clots, but the main thing is that the body feels like there's some kind of emergency that's happening. When the body is under emergency conditions, it kind of shuts down, it contracts. It's like one of those potato bugs. When you poke those little potato bugs and they curl up and they go into a ball, that's the same thing that happens to the blood and the rest of the body when it perceives there's some kind of stressor. So eliminating stressors, whether they're coming in through food, whether they're coming in from a lack of nutrition, whether they're coming in from sugar, that can cause blood clotting. and whether they're coming in from a lack of oxygen, not to mention emotional and mental strategies. Relaxing the body is the best way to thin the blood. So you're going to make sure she's practicing her deep breathing. You're going to have her avoiding problem foods. You're going to make sure she's on the Healthy Start Pack, especially the Ultimate EFAs, 3 capsules in the morning, 3 capsules at night. And then if there's any kind of digestive issues, those need to be corrected as well. So thinning the blood is a question of relaxing the body. Last but not least, just plain old H2O can hydrate the blood and have a blood thinning effect too. And Pradaxa is a nasty, nasty medication. All you got to do is look at the package insert and read the side effects, and you'll see. Not as bad as warfarin or Coumadin, perhaps, but it's still pretty nasty. All blood thinning drugs are pretty nasty. Thanks for your call. Appreciate it, and hope we helped you out. I'm Pharmacist Ben, along with Doug Winfrey. Got a couple lines open at 831-685-1080, 831-685-1080, or toll-free 888-379-2552. You're listening to the Dead Doctors Don't Lie program. We'll be back after this. All right, we are back on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie program. 831-685-1080 is our priority line number. 888-379-2552, toll free. Back to the phones we go. Who's next on the line, Doug?
All right, let's head to Georgia. And Charles, you're on with Pharmacist Ben Fuchs.
Hey, Charles.
Hello, thanks for taking my call today.
Sure, what's up, man?
Yes, I was going to let you know that I was on the Healthy Start Pack for this past 2 weeks, and I feel a whole lot better, so I know it certainly works. I'm been cutting gluten out of my diet. But this question is for a friend of mine. His father, he's in his 80s, and he's got Crohn's disease. And I was wondering if he went on the gluten-free diet and cut out the bad foods. It's on Dr. Peter Glidden's list here. If the Crohn's disease would reverse itself, and if he took the Healthy Start Pack, and would it actually reverse itself, and the villi and the small intestine, would they come back? I don't know if once they're destroyed, can they come back?
No, the digestive tract. Think about it from just common sense perspective, not even a chemistry or health or biology, just common sense. The digestive tract is constantly being bombarded. It's constantly being attacked, if you will. It's constantly having to deal with food. So it is always repairing itself. In fact, nothing in the body repairs itself faster than the digestive tract. The skin is close, but the digestive tract is the fastest turning over cells of the body. Yes, indeed. You can feel better and better quickly. If you're dealing, it's not just for you, my friend, not just for, I'm sorry, did you say George? What was your name, sir?
Oh, Charles, yeah.
Charles in Georgia. This is not just for Charles in Georgia. This is for anybody dealing with a digestive issue, and there's 80 million or more Americans dealing with digestive health issues. That's 1 out of 4 of us. If you got Crohn's disease, celiac disease, ulcerative colitis, as long as you got all your organs intact, they haven't taken out your colon, please, please, please understand. You don't have to suffer. You're not condemned. The digestive system is the quintessential healing system in the body, and as soon as you stop putting the bad foods in, and as soon as you start putting the good stuff in, your body will recover. It's true about everything, but it's especially true about digestive health issues, which, praise God, is awesome news, because as miserable as it is when you have a heart problem or when you have a neurological issue or a muscle problem, nothing is worse than a digestive tract issue, a Crohn's disease or celiac disease. It is hell on earth, and it's so tragically unnecessary. Answer your question, my friend. Yes, indeed. Get your buddy on the Ultimate Enzymes After Meals, the Biolumin Nightly Essence, 3 in the morning, 3 in the afternoon, 3 in the evening. Make sure he's doing a little bit of apple cider vinegar, by the way, with his Ultimate Enzymes. Focus on the foods. You guys, we are killing ourselves with our foods. I'm not a food Nazi. I love to eat. I love food. But if we're sick, especially if we're sick through the digestive system, we got to focus on the kinds of foods we're eating in addition to supporting digestive health. Of course, going gluten-free is always going to be a good idea. In fact, I would go as far as to say go flour-free, go cereal-free. And then don't forget about fermented foods. You know, there's a lot of great fermented foods that are tasty and delicious and even easy to make. All you got to do is put a little bit of bacteria. You get some starter pack bacteria, and then you throw it into some chopped up cabbage. You make your own sauerkraut. Or you can just buy sauerkraut or miso or tempeh or fermented beets or fermented pickles that have a good bacterial cultures in there. Make sure you're doing your fiber. Make sure you're doing enough veggies and laying off problem foods, the foods of the standard American diet. And yes, indeed, the digestive tract heals rapidly. So to answer your question, Crohn's disease is something that you can start to reverse right away. Right, and you know what else? The Suero V cleanse is probably a good idea too. Half a bottle of Suero V every hour, and you do it for if you can do it for 3 days, that's great. But at least do it for 1 day. Thanks for your call, appreciate it. See if we squeeze one more in. What do you say, Doug?
Yeah, we got about 15 seconds here.
Oh, that's it. Okay, sorry if we left you on hold. You can call back tomorrow, and we'll be glad to take you on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie program. I'm Pharmacist Ben. Listen, folks, I've been doing this now for 30 years. I've been a nutritional pharmacist for 30 years, helping people restore their health using just nutritional supplements without using drugs. I've been working with the Youngevity products for 20 years. I could tell you this, there is no nutritional supplement program that's more complete, that's easier to use, and that provides you with as much benefits as the Healthy Start Pack and all the other Youngevity products designed by Dr. Wallach. Thanks for listening, friends. I'm Pharmacist Ben. For Doug Winfrey, Doc Wallach, for all the folks at the ZBS Radio Network, have yourselves a wonderful, awesome, spectacular day. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye for now.
You've listened to physician and veterinarian Dr. Joel Wallach help many people on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie talk radio program. You've also heard hundreds of people tell how Dr. Wallach and Youngevity products have changed their lives. If you're now convinced that Dr. Wallach is onto something and you want to try Youngevity's premium quality products for yourself, we can connect you with a distributor that serves your local area. Simply call our special helpline voicemail at 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call right now and leave your name, telephone number, or email address, and we'll see to it that the right person contacts you shortly. Remember, the phone number, 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call now to change your life. That's 313-444-3463.
Hi, this is Dr. Joel Wallach, your host of Dead Doctors Don't Lie. If you're interested in a colon cleanse, blood cleanse, liver cleanse, in the classical herbal way, you want to ask your Youngevity associate for Herbal Rainforest. Herbal Rainforest has 16 herbs, 16 cleansing herbs, classic cleansing herbs, and 77 plant minerals. That's right, and these are all organic. It doesn't get any better than that. In your busy day, and you're around all these toxins out there in your workplace, on the way home, going to work, in your food, in the air, in the water, you need Herbal Rainforest. I guarantee you, it will give you a cleanse. You can control the dose. It's a liquid. It tastes good. It doesn't get any better than this. A colon that's happy makes you happy. Nothing better than a happy colon. Herbal Rainforest. Clean it out.
For more information on this product or others you've heard about on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie radio program, call your local Youngevity associate today. And don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
Greetings, everyone. Judy DeVilbus here. What do you think of when you hear the words tangy tangerine? Well, I think of like a sweet, tangy tasting something. Well, what I'm referring to is the Ultimate Tangy Tangerine. It's a fantastic product. It has everything you need, and a great benefit is it's very, very delicious. It's very easy to drink. I've suggested it even to youngsters. Even children like it. Even little guys. Even little girls. They come right into my office. Their parents can't get them to take those chewables. And besides that, they're not as good as Tangy Tangerine. And I give them a little taste of that, and you know something? They're pleased as punch. So, if it's good for a child and it tastes delicious, why not you? There's no excuse not to take a vitamin when it tastes as good as that does. So how about it? Tangy Tangerine should be the answer to all of your nutritional program problems.
For more information or to order, call your Youngevity distributor today. And don't forget to ask about Youngevity home-based business opportunities.
Hi everyone, Andy Anderson here. Are you using those handy little bottles of gel that zap germs, bacteria, and other nasties? In today's world, that's smart, especially with all the filthy doorknobs, shopping carts, and handrails we touch every day. Here's what you may not know. Once the alcohol evaporates, goodbye effectiveness. No more protection until you use it again. PureWorks to the rescue. Our FDA-compliant foam, lotion, soap, and spray do not rely on alcohol. Their killing power lasts up to 4 hours. PureWorks disinfecting spray is EPA FDA certified to kill swine flu, bird flu, MRSA, HIV, hepatitis B and C, and a whole host of viruses and bacteria. Mold and fungus too. It's even safe around children and pets. You'll love the soft feel of PureWorks on your hand. It actually conditions and will not dry your skin. Here's a little peace of mind knowing your hands are still germ-free hours later. Get your hands on PureWorks and get PureWorks on your hands. Stand by. Pull out your paper and pencil for your local number to order PureWorks.
You've listened to physician and veterinarian Dr. Joel Wallach help many people on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie talk radio program. You've also heard hundreds of people tell how Dr. Wallach and Youngevity products have changed their lives. If you're now convinced that Dr. Wallach is onto something and you want to try Youngevity's premium quality products for yourself, we can connect you with a distributor that serves your local area. Simply call our special helpline voicemail at 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call right now and leave your name, telephone number, or email address, and we'll see to it that the right person contacts you shortly. Remember, the phone number, 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call now to change your life. That's 313-444-3463.
I am Judy DeVilbus. Here I am speaking to you again. I just wanted to tell you that recently I started drinking the Whey Shakes again, the chocolate Whey Shake. And you need to remember, the Whey Shake isn't just for losing weight. It's a fantastic place to get your great protein. And if you're trying to gain weight, you can take it along with your meals. And the best part is, if you want to just have a great protein shake, do like I do. Put it over ice, stir it up, and you can sip on it for 20 minutes to an hour. I do it every single day. I absolutely love it. You need to get back to it too. It's really good for you. And it makes not fat, but it makes muscle after you work out. And you can also mix it up in a blender with an egg, and you have the most incredible health protein shake. Or mix it with a little water, stir it up, and you have a little pudding. And who doesn't like pudding?
For more information or to order, call your Youngevity distributor today. And don't forget to ask about Youngevity home-based business opportunities. In recent years, several studies have discovered the healthy benefits of drinking coffee. Youngevity has now taken it a step further with an entire product line of healthy coffees from Youngevity's JavaFit line of top-shelf gourmet coffees. All JavaFit coffees are made from 100% premium, hand-selected Arabica coffee beans grown in the finest regions of Latin America, carefully roasted, creating a delicious, rich, full-bodied flavor. If you're interested in a smooth, delicious coffee but have concerns about caffeine, JavaFit offers our great original roast in a decaf, using the Royal Selected Water Decaf process filtered through charcoal, resulting in a 99.9% caffeine-free and 100% chemical-free, full-bodied gourmet coffee. Contact your local FDI Youngevity distributor to get Javalution coffees. And don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
Hey, if you're like me, your life is hectic. You don't know where you're going to be next. Between kids and family and in-laws and work and traffic and everything else that's driving me crazy right now, my life is insane. I bet your life's insane as well. When do we have time to get every single nutrient we need to be healthy? When? Well, I've got a tip for you. Take a product called Pollen Burst. It's so simple, even I can do it. All you have to do is open the package, pour it in water, mix it up, and bam, you're ready to go. It tastes great. It's not one of those medicine tasting things. It tastes great, low in calories, helps curb your appetite, gives you natural energy that doesn't let you crash, gives you your vitamins, minerals, nutrients, everything from the plant world. And I gotta tell you, for a busy person like me or a busy person like you, we need simple, we need good. Pollen Burst is your answer. Tastes great. Try it, and you'll feel better.
Call your local Youngevity distributor to find out how Pollen Burst can make you feel better. And don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities. You've listened to physician and veterinarian Dr. Joel Wallach help many people on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie talk radio program. You've also heard hundreds of people tell how Dr. Wallach and Youngevity products have changed their lives. If you're now convinced that Dr. Wallach is onto something and you want to try Youngevity's premium quality products for yourself, we can connect you with a distributor that serves your local area. Simply call our special helpline voicemail at 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call right now and leave your name, telephone number, or email address, and we'll see to it that the right person contacts you shortly. Remember, the phone number, 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call now to change your life. That's 313-444-3463. According to the CDC, nearly half of all Americans take at least one prescription drug daily. For those over the age of 60, almost 40% are taking at least 5 medications every day. Some of those drugs costing hundreds of dollars. Most people struggle to pay for these expensive drugs, but FDI Youngevity has the answer with discount pharmacy cards. You can get a 10% and on some drugs up to an 85% discount, up to a 35% discount on hearing aids, and up to a 60% discount on lab tests, even ones for your pets. This card never expires, and best of all, the FDI Youngevity card is free. That's right, I said free. Imagine the change in your life with extra change in your pocket. All because you're saving hundreds, if not thousands, on your medical costs with your FDI Youngevity discount card. Contact your local FDI Youngevity associate and find out how you could get your free pharmacy discount card. And remember, it's free!
With increasing rates of osteoporosis, it's becoming more and more evident that most Americans have low blood levels of calcium. Some would say,
I get all the calcium I need from dairy products.
Unfortunately, that's just not true. Besides, most dairy products are homogenized and can contain steroids and antibiotics that kill off good bacteria in the digestive system. Not to mention, the human body needs magnesium to make use of dietary calcium. That's why Youngevity developed OsteoFX Plus, containing bioavailable plant-derived forms of vitamin D3, calcium, magnesium, zinc, copper, and glucosamine sulfate. OsteoFX Plus is formulated to support healthy bones and joints. Not to mention, OsteoFX Plus tastes great, unlike other products that taste like chalk or dirt. If you'd like to learn more about nutritional supplementation, call your local Youngevity associate, and don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
You've listened to physician and veterinarian Dr. Joel Wallach help many people on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie talk radio program. You've also heard hundreds of people tell how Dr. Wallach and Youngevity products have changed their lives. If you're now convinced that Dr. Wallach is onto something and you want to try Youngevity's premium quality products for yourself, we can connect you with a distributor that serves your local area. Simply call our special helpline voicemail at 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call right now and leave your name, telephone number, or email address, and we'll see to it that the right person contacts you shortly. Remember, the phone number, 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call now to change your life. That's 313-444-3463.